All right, guys. Good evening. One more time. It is 9:50 p.m. on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2019. And I'm just making a quick follow-up to the Australian dollar Q1 CPI numbers. I made the video a few hours ago prior to the news coming out. The news is now out, and here it is. This is on forexlive.com, so you can go there and see this. It's right on the headline right now. And the CPI was pretty much failed across the board and has sent the Aussie down and has probably, as I mentioned in the video, maybe reignited the suggestion that the RBA would look to cut rates again. Because I don't know if I mentioned this in the video earlier, the other reason why this data was being looked at very closely is because the RBA at the last meeting that they had did specifically mention unemployment and CPI as being their two markers. So now that about what they were going to do with rates. So now that CPI has disappointed, that's one leg of the stool. The next leg would be the next time employment numbers come out for the Aussie. We did get employment numbers last week, and the unemployment rate, I believe, stayed the same. The actual job numbers was positive. So, anyways, but CPI is inflation, and so here's where it came out. The headline was 0% quarter over quarter. That was expected at 0.2. The prior was 0.5. So, of course, that was a miss across the board. Year over year was 1.3 versus 1.5 expected versus 1.8 the last quarter. So, again, a total miss there. Core inflation, so this is trimmed inflation, which is the core. Again, 0.3, expected 0.4, prior 0.4. So again, that was a miss. The year-over-year core, also a miss. The weighted mean was a miss, 0.1 versus 0.4 expected. And the year-over-year weighted mean, again, a miss, 1.2 versus 1.6 expected, and prior 1.7. And as you can see, the comment here asking whether this is enough to shake the RBA from its complacency and potential cause the RBA to consider a rate cut. Also, this is an important note that these numbers now put the targeted band. So, all these central banks have kind of an area that they like to keep inflation within. And so now these numbers come out and place the inflation under the targeted band, actually for 3 years in a row now, and it falls even further. And here's the chart. So this gray area is the band they like to see inflation stay within. And now you can see with this latest number right here that came out today, we're below that on all these particular pieces of information. And so as a result, the Aussie sold off immediately at the news and continues to do so. So at least for the rest of the Asian session, I certainly would expect the Aussie to stay under pressure. It will be interesting to see because, again, the Aussie has been very well supported throughout the throughout the last several weeks. So we'll be curious to see how this all plays out going forward. But these are not good numbers. It was pretty much across the board. I mean, if we had gotten like a mixed bag and, some were good, some were bad, it probably wouldn't be nearly as strong and, who knows. But so it's pretty much every category it missed quarter over quarter and year over year. And, considering it's below its band now, and considering the importance that the RBA has placed on inflation by their own words, the last time they put monetary policy minutes out, I think it was last month, this is something that's probably going to concern them. So the RBA meets again on May 7th, and so we'll see what they decide to do at this meeting. And they do have elections coming up a couple of weeks after that, too. So that's always, when you throw politics in, who knows? But anyways, put that aside. I think these are numbers to certainly take note of. So we'll see how it plays out going forward. Over the next couple of trading sessions, but I don't see how the market can take this anyway but negative. Be honest with you. So the only kind of bright spot really is the employment numbers that came out last week were positive, and did help the Aussie a little bit, but the CPI is pretty bad, and so I would think this is going to put some pressure on the Aussie. So anyway, so that's it, guys. I hope it helps, and at least in the short term, I'd be looking for shorts on the Aussie. We'll see, how much follow through there is, though. All right, so that's it, guys. I will talk to you soon, and happy trading. Have a good evening, and I hope you have a good day tomorrow. And again, be on the lookout for that Canadian dollar news at the beginning of the New York session tomorrow. That will be the next big piece of information, and there will be some volatility involved with that. So, all right, guys, so that's it. Have a great night. We'll talk to you all soon.